Today, it's the 50th episode of What's on Your Plate. I can't believe it. It seems like we just started yesterday. Healthiness isn't just a mindset, it's a lifestyle. When I start people on their fitness journeys, I like to change the way they approach food. People tend to think that eating healthy means you can't enjoy what you're eating. So I started a catering company to show that good food and healthy eating can go hand in hand. Join us as we combine food and fitness and find out what's on your plate. Welcome to What's on Your Plate. I'm Junior Wakefield, and today it's the 50th episode of What's on Your Plate. So I'm your host today, along with the voice of God.
Hello, it's me, the voice of God, back after Thanksgiving break.
There you go, Andrew. Well, Andrew, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I feel warm on this pretty chilly day with the broccoli and cheddar soup you brought us today.
There you go. Now, on today's dish, it is a broccoli cheddar soup, which is really incredible. Jeff has one of these favorite things of the meatballs that we have, and so I brought meatballs. I kind of marinated them in my own special sauce, which I know that he likes. And so the crazy thing about it is at the bottom of it we have the meatballs, then we have the broccoli cheddar soup, then I also had crackers that I like to smash up, and then I put these moon cheese and also bacon on top. Now, Andrew, you've had it already. What do you think?
I think it's delicious. I was just saying, I love the texture. I mean, I love the flavor of bacon, but the texture it gave it, I thought it really added something to it. And I wasn't sure what the cheese, what'd you call them again?
Moon cheese.
Moon cheese?
They're like crispy cheddar. It's like crispy cheddar cheese.
Okay, yeah, I'd never had those before. And I thought, when you crunch into them, it really made that flavor, pop in your mouth.
And I didn't add a lot of seasoning. So actually the broccoli cheese is just really broccoli, a little bit of cheeses, not too much spices in it. Just wanted to kind of change it up because everything and all the additives to it, I knew it was going to bring a little bit different flavor, and so which is exactly what I want. And so if Andrew says it's good and everybody has a Real News PR cup, which is really what I like putting the soups in anyway. So it really keeps it warm and it's really has a nice flavor to it. So, but wow. So Andrew, the 50th episode, does it seem like it's been 50 episodes?
In hindsight, I feel like, wow, we've seen so many different types of meals and so many different days and events past. But when I try to think of it all as one show, it feels like it does not feel like 50. It feels like 10.
Yeah, and it's funny because my count was off. I thought today was actually 49 because I was going to say, hey, well, 50th, that's going to be a really big one. But today's 50th, which is a really big one. But the 51st one is going to be even better than the 50th. So,
is it really?
Which would be pretty cool. So I got some special guests coming in. So which will really be nice. So before give a shout out to, of course, to Real News PR, because if it weren't for them, Sarah Crilly, Jeff Crilly, and the whole staff here, Andrew the producer, because if it weren't for them, then I wouldn't be at 50. So, and that's one of the things that I truly appreciate. Now, when I started this has been about 4 months, a little bit longer than 4 months now, and awesome. Different variety of food. I got to give out a shout out to some of the co-hosts and stuff that's been here. And, I'm giving a shout out to Patricia Dixon because she was here with episode 1. And as we continue to keep moving on, that was great. All the special co-hosts that have been on. Shout out to Hunter Smith. Shout out to Mona Ivy Beats. Michael Price has been here. Christina Yielding from last week. I was here. My daughter, Landry, I give a shout out. You've been here too. Andrew has been here probably about 48 of them because we had one. Didn't we have one out there for a couple of them?
Yeah, he tags in when I'm unavailable or a little predisposed with something that I have to take care of downstairs. But I think 47 to 48.
48,
I've
yes.
Been here.
I think that same thing. I think to me, I think it's pretty cool because it gives you the opportunity to be able to talk about different foods and things that we make, plus also be able to get creative. Now, a lot of things that and so forth that we've done. Andrew, out of 50th, and I know it's going to be kind of tough, what was your favorite?
I think I can actually pinpoint the exact meal that I know was my favorite because the day or two before, you had asked me, well, hey, what are all your favorites? And it was real casual. And then like that Friday or something, you brought like my three
Three of
top
them.
favorite. And it was the pulled pork was one of them.
Yep, pulled pork.
With the tortilla chips and the corn spread, the one that has a kick to it. And I'm blanking on what the third one was, but I distinctly remember, oh my God, it's my top 3 favorites.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Well, that's pretty awesome. You know, it's really nice that when you're able to put a variety of things together and able to put some things together and to have people enjoy it. You know, I don't remember, and maybe I'm holding back, I don't remember anybody not liking anything and so forth that we put out there. And, you know, we have a dessert competition that's coming. I always thought that's fun. And, you know, the crazy thing about it was, I think the first episode was actually the rib cook-off with my dad, Bill Dixon, and me.
I think you're right. Yeah, at least the first one that I remember. We may have had one where we were like figuring things out. I don't really count that as like our first, because it wasn't What's on Your Plate. It was just, here's a man named Junior, and he cooked some food. And
yep,
then
that is true.
The second one was the rib cook-off, and that's when it.
That's it. And yes, and give a shout out to my dad because my dad won that one. So, and then we also had the enchilada cook-off that Anthony Mitchmore. Let me give a shout out to Anthony Mitchmore, Wade, Angelica Gutierrez, Eva, thank you very much for being on here because you brought some of the desserts and so forth. And then, of course, we know who won the chili cook-off because you're looking at him right here. So I want to make sure that I throw myself in there. But we all, you know, also the special guests and so forth that we've had, there are the people that have come out and actually watched the show. You know, Mona, Michael Price, you know, you've come out. Dwayne Snyder, I want to give a shout out for you for being on the show. All the hosts that have been on the Junior Wakefield, all the guests on the Junior Wakefield show who've also been on What's on Your Plate. Thank you guys for being here because without you guys, you know, people would continue to keep maybe not watching or maybe we may not be able to do this. But you guys have always threw an extra kind of flavor to it, so which is really nice. So thank you guys for all being here. But we have a dessert cook-off coming up, and you know it's amazing because Andrew and I talked, I guess, last week a little bit about continuing to keep doing the competitions. Well, now I have 3 other people who have asked if they could be in the dessert competition, which I thought was really cool, and I was like, wow, people are paying attention. So I'm like,
that's
okay.
Gonna be a good one.
I'm like, so that's going to be a good one. I have to try to figure out what type of food or snacks to put with it because we're going to have so many. I think there's going to be 8 desserts. And if there's 8 desserts, I got to make sure that we got enough food for this because this is going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a big one.
This is going to be a big one. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about the desserts. I'm just, you know, this is soup weather, and I'm telling, you know, we did the chili. I'm going to bring back a different chili. Corn chowder, a chicken corn chowder is kind of like my favorite that I want to be able to present here. And then, Andrew, what's your favorite soup?
Sorry, I had
as you took a bite.
Of
That's a good picture right there.
I was a big fan of the. It was earlier on in the show. You guys did like a chicken chili soup with shredded chicken, beans, and some peppers and corn. Mm-hmm. That was, I think, my favorite soup I've ever had.
Yep, and that was a shout out to Patricia Dixon because Patricia, she made that one, so which was pretty awesome. See, Patricia, they still remember some of the entrees and so forth that you made. So
we still talk about them.
Most definitely. So see, well, that's a good thing. So and again, you know, a shout out to Patricia Dixon, great part of being, especially helping us start off. So which is great. Give a shout out to her. Give a shout out to Anthony again because Anthony did come in on some days that I was off, and he came in and you know didn't miss a beat there. So which was awesome. But, you know, what's on your plate, it gives us an opportunity to be able to try new things. Phage's yogurt has been one of the favorites that we use yogurt now and everything. I got to give another shout out to Patricia Dixon because she brought that along. The corn dish that I make, it seems to be really popular, and I'm like, wow, well, that's pretty awesome. And I use Phage's yogurt with that one, too. But it's really nice to be able to come and be able to present a couple of things again, you know, to the staff and have everybody to be able to try certain things. I know talking to Trey, one of the producers also, who's certain things that he hasn't tried, but then as he tries it, it's like, oh, I've never tried that like this before. So it kind of makes me feel pretty good. So, Andrew, what were some of the things that we brought that you haven't tried that you tried for the first time?
For me, this is going to make me sound like a little kid, but growing up, my parents, just kept to like the normal veggies. It was like, green beans, broccoli, cauliflower, stuff like that. But you brought in, like I'd never had squash before, and then you brought it in. I think you put it at least in like one or two, or maybe even three different dishes in different ways. And I was like, wow, it's good. It just depends on how you make it, how you flavor it. You were the first person who ever prepared, I think it was zucchini or something, I want to say, that I enjoyed.
Oh, wow. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because previously, I mean, I've just eaten it like steamed, and that was it. And I was like, this is kind of gross. But no, you made it, and I ate it and then went for seconds.
Oh, that's a good one. Now, I know that the Brussels sprouts, I brought the Brussels sprouts in, and I didn't know how that was going to turn out because I didn't know if people like Brussels sprouts. But then when I came back, most of the Brussels sprouts were gone, so I felt pretty good about that one.
Yeah,
so I always try to do some type of vegetable incorporated with any type of the proteins or meat, which is try to what I do when I cook or when we do catering. And so, today is the first day because there's a cake that is sitting on the counter that I forgot to put in the basket, but that's okay because tomorrow, which I thought was the 50th episode, it's going to be grand because I'm going to go big on that one. So that should be a good thing for everybody to check out tomorrow. So we're going to have a nice episode tomorrow. We're going to have a couple of guests who are going to be here. And then, as I said, it's going to be a big plate. Now, I like today's plate. Today's soup, it's simple. Spoon, you're good to go. And I know we caught Andrew in the middle of a bite. But, Andrew, how is it as you continue to keep going on, as it continues to keep sitting?
Well, I think that the flavors, especially when you mix like the bacon and the soup itself and then the meatballs together, it's I really wish I could like make the audience taste it right now, but I can't, and it's so good.
Oh, that's a good one. Well, good. Well, I appreciate that. Well, that's something I appreciate.
I also just spilled it all over myself.
Oh.
And I think everyone just saw me do that.
Well, everybody that was watching, it is what it is. So, but you know what? This is, as I said, this has been a grand opportunity. This has been great. It has been a privilege to be able to just talk with everyone out there and all the support and so forth that we've had, that we've seen. The ribs have been a big hit. So chicken has always been a big hit, whether it's chicken breast, whether it's quarter chickens, if it's chicken noodle soup, just whatever we've done, it has been great, and it has been an honor and a pleasure, especially to be here behind the camera and to talk to everybody. Now, we talked about incorporating fitness, and I did a couple of interviews yesterday on Monday with different radio stations and talking about fitness and watching what you eat and so forth during this COVID time. And the thing I thought was really interesting is the key point that everybody agreed with out of all the interviews is eat in moderation, also work on fitness, and continue to keep being active. When sometimes it seems like, you can't go to the gym or it's too cold outside, it's being able to do things inside your house. It's being able to start off small, start off slow, and then actually just be on a continuous routine. Schedule things down of what you want to do. Same thing when it comes to working out. The same thing when it comes to eating. Being able to have portion control, but to being able to prep what you want to eat and to be able to know what you're going to eat for the rest of the day. Now, I know it sounds tough, or may it sound easy, but being able to write it down is one of the things that's kind of tough. Now, Andrew, when we were shut down, were you able to continue to keep working out, and what was your eating arrangements?
Yeah, so prior to the pandemic and everything, I had been super big into lifting and specifically mixed martial arts. But pandemic hits and social distancing, you can't train in martial art. I didn't feel comfortable going to the gym, especially in like March and April when it was really scary and bad. So I got really lucky in that in November, like a year ago, I had for just $150 purchased an entire weight set from like 10 to 70 and a bench.
Wow.
It was a steal. So I have been using those weights and the various different exercises to not grow huge muscle, but stay healthy, stay fit, all in my garage. Eating became a little bit easier for me because prior to the pandemic, I was like, I want to run out and grab a pizza or something. I can do that. Well, all of a sudden I was like, probably not a good idea to go leave the house unnecessarily. So I dropped just about 10 pounds.
Oh, wow.
And because I actually started doing jujitsu with my brother, I was able to keep it off for quite a while.
Oh, that's
without
awesome.
Going back of it all. So it was, I know that, some pretty awful things came from there, but on my fitness front, I actually sort of grew from that.
Oh, that's pretty nice. Yeah, and it's one of the things that we continue to keep talking about, especially here with portion control, with some things, watching what you eat and what things that you enjoy, and just eating it in moderation. And that point will continue to keep, as long as we continue to keep doing the show, we'll continue to keep saying that in moderation and in portion control. So it's, when it comes to working out, I always think that they all go hand in hand. Also, anybody that knows that's worked out with me, I talk about hydration. Is being able to drink your water, is being able to make sure that your body stays hydrated. Because when you get caught chasing it, you'll probably never catch up. So, but also I want to give a shout out to all the workout groups. So thank you guys very much for being able to be supportive, especially watching on Facebook Live and all the other social media outlets that we have. So, which is great. So, Andrew, before we close it out, who are you giving a shout out to after this incredible Thanksgiving, before the next big holiday of Christmas? Who do you give a shout out to?
I'd like to give a shout out to my girlfriend, my longtime girlfriend, Liz. I don't know. She's probably watching the show. I'm not sure. She works late at night, so she sometimes sleeps in a little bit. So shout out to her, who kept me company on Thanksgiving, to my parents, my siblings, to Trey, who's over here, and Holden, who's over here, who helped me out when I need it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Behind the scenes. And once again, to you for providing a healthy lunch.
Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Well, of course, I got to give a shout out to my dad. Dad, hope you're feeling better. Hopefully each day you get stronger, get better, walking around more. Shout out to my son, Zachary. We're having alternative treatments and so forth along with the chemotherapy. So, hey, hang in there. Again, shout out to my workouts group. Shout out for Wendy Wilson. Wendy Wilson's been a big supporter of the show. We'll be coming back here shortly. I think after this week or next week something. So, Wendy, much love to you. Much love to all the people out there. Shout out to Greenville, Texas. Shout out to Kelly Smith, Hunter Smith, Mona Beats, Summer Smith, CEO of Beverly Wills. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Zachary, Brevin, Landry, Tracy. Shout out to Macy, my sisters. Shout out to the whole Real News PR staff for giving me this opportunity and this platform to be able to sit here and to be able to share some of the things that I enjoy cooking and some of the things that the staff enjoys eating. And also, again, a shout out to Patricia Dixon for helping me start this and continue to keep going in this. So much love to her and much success to her in her endeavors. Thank you guys all for watching What's on Your Plate. We will be back tomorrow, which I thought was the 50th, but it now is actually the 51st. So we will see you guys tomorrow. We will have a table full of stuff here to be able to share with you. Again, it will be in moderation, even though it won't look like it's in moderation. So thank Andrews, thank the producers, thank everybody that's enjoyed the food, and thank you for watching all the episodes. And we will see you guys tomorrow, all right? Well, thank you guys. I'm Junior Wakefield, along with the voice of God.
That's me.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you guys very much. You guys have a great day. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and reach out to us to cater your next event.